If you breathe the coolness of the air, how does it get you? Neurologically, it travels almost instantaneously. But there's another system beyond your neurological system. The pleasantness of the neurological system, once it sinks deeper, sitting here blissfully becomes a normal thing. Why most human beings even struggle to know a little bit of peace or joy in their life? Why most human beings are not able to establish this as their quality? I know too many philosophies have been said, but let's look at it technically. Why is it not happening, something so simple? So all experiences of life, how are they entering us? If you breathe the coolness of the air, how does it get you? Neurologically, it travels almost instantaneously. Pleasant. If you eat or taste something pleasant, or see something pleasant, or hear something pleasant, essentially, first it touches your sense perception. From there, quite instantaneously, the neurological system takes it up to your brain and creates a pleasant experience or an unpleasant experience. This pleasantness of experience or unpleasantness of experience is not entirely in the stimuli from outside. Partly, yes. It also depends on how you are at that moment. You are in a frustrated, disturbed mood, somebody plays nice music, oh. Yes or no? Somebody playing very nice music further puts you into rage. So we must understand, there are two aspects to it. One is the nature of the stimuli, another is how we are right now, which means what our impressions are, what our samskara is, what our karmic substance is. So when everything cooperates and pleasantness happens, you saw the morning sunrise, instead of being irritated, oh God, one more day, you felt, wow. Feeling wonderful. Now that's nice. Because the neurological stimuli, when it touches the sense organ, from there, neurologically, it travels almost instantaneously and does things. But there's another system beyond your neurological system, which is the pranamaya kosha, which is as elaborate, if not more elaborate, than the neurological system. But it moves, I would say, 100 times or more slower than the neurological system. If you hold on to the pleasantness of experience, the neurological pleasantness that's happening because you're seeing the sunrise and you're feeling pleasant, usually, wow. Or something else, or something. Most people do not hold on to the pleasantness of the experience that's happening. They will hop all over the place. So if you hold on to certain pleasantness of neurological pleasantness. I'm trying to separate these two things due to lack of terminology in English language. Let's say you watched the sunrise and you felt wonderful for a moment. That moment is neurological pleasantness or sensory pleasantness. For it to become part of your life energy, you need to hold it. You need to hold on to that experience. You must be able to stay there. Because it's at least 100 times lower, for lack of exact measure, I'm saying at least. So if you're able to hold on to any experience, normally if you can hold on to 24 minutes, any experience of sweetness of experience, even if it's taste, smell, vision, auditory, if you do this to yourself, the pleasantness of the neurological system, once it sinks deeper into the pranic system, then sitting here blissfully becomes a normal thing. The sensory experiences, if you stay with it, this will become your quality. It's not something you have to do bliss. The processes of ecstasy were never written down. It is only in the presence of a certain being those things happen. The yogis have many ways of doing it. Certain nadis in the system, that if you activate them, you will be ecstatic. If this humanity overflows, then divinity will come in search of you.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. You have said that if somebody is really willing, you are available to them beyond their logic. So, if anybody in this room is really willing, can you read their mind? Or say I am in Shimla and thinking about you and really willing that, yes, please initiate me or guide me. Will you know about it?
So, can I read your mind? I don't waste my time reading people's mind because it's… I don't read even my mind because it's a trash bin. Because what is in your mind? Do you have a choice what is in your mind? From your childhood, whatever you're exposed to, what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, everything is in your mind, isn't it? Your mind is society's garbage bin. You have no choice. If this person speaks, I will take it. If this person speaks, I will not take it. Do you have such a choice? If I abuse you, you will remember it much more than if I say nice things to you, yes or no? Hello? So, it is a trash can, it gets everything. You can choose what to use and what not to use. That choice you have if you're not in a reactive state. But you have no choice about what is in your mind, isn't it? Just everything that you've been exposed to is there in your mind. People who are busy spreading lies in the world talk about a pure mind. How can trash can be pure? How can a garbage bin be pure? If you remove half the brain, pure mind. Otherwise, everything that you gathered is there. The choice of what to use and what not to use, that is your choice. Hello? That differentiates you from each other. One person chooses the right things, another person randomly chooses whatever, so accordingly your personalities get determined. But do you really have a choice what to contain in your mind? All the filth in the world is there in the mind, isn't it? You have no choice about what to hold in your mind. If you think, I should not hold this, only that will stay. Right now as an experiment, all of you, just close your eyes, 10 seconds, you should not think about a monkey, okay? No monkeys for 10 seconds. Only monkeys, isn't it? So I'm saying you don't have a choice. Everything that's good and bad and nonsense, everything that's come your way is in your mind. You cannot choose. You cannot choose what to hold. You can only choose what to use. That choice also many people have lost. So don't talk about reading your mind. I don't want to walk through all that filth. Hello? I don't even go through my mind, forget about yours. But the basic question is something else, it's just I picked on something on the side. I must tell you this, I have initiated more people in the world whom I have never met than people that I have met. I have met a few million people, but I've initiated many times more people who have never met, they have never seen me, they have never know anything about me. Just if they were in a moment of absolute willingness, we won't miss the chance. So, what absolute willingness means is, you are conscious and you have no will of your own, you're simply here. If you're like that in Shimla, doesn't matter. You are Shimla or North Pole, it doesn't matter because consciousness has no distance. You are talking about being in the same room, this is only the problem of the body. Your body is there, my body is here. It's very clear. This is my body, that's your body. This is my mind, that's your mind. Clear. Here and there it may overlap, we may agree a little bit. But this is my mind, that's your mind. Never have you found another person whose mind is exactly like yours, have you? So you thought when you were in love. But the moment you got married, you realized they have their own mind. Hello? No, you're a young girl, you don't know probably. It will happen. So this is my mind, this is my body, that is your body, that is your mind. These things are right now, at least for now, distinctly separate. But I want you to understand, there is no such thing as my life and your life. You hold a little bit of the same thing, I hold a little bit of the same thing. It's like in Shimla, you grew up in Shimla? In Shimla, do you blow soap bubbles when you were in school or something? You did. Suppose you and me, today we have a soap bubble competition. You and me going to blow soap bubbles. My bubble is this big, yours is this much. So I say, see, look at this big bubble is my bubble. Boop, it went. Then I don't say this is my air, that is your air. When the bubble is holding, this is my bubble, that's your bubble. Just like that, this is my body, that's your body. Right now. The moment it breaks, there is no such thing as my life and your life. It's one life. So, will you experience this or will you believe the nonsense that I'm speaking? This is the only question. If you experience it, after that, I don't have to tell you, be nice to the person who is sitting next to you, don't rob them, don't kill them, don't do this, don't do that. Would you need it? Did anybody tell you this little finger is a helpless little finger, don't cut it, don't chop it, don't hammer it? Did anybody tell you? Why you're taking care of it? Because you experience this as a part of myself. If you experience all life as part of myself, then nothing would be needed. Everywhere it's connected. So I'm saying, in Shimla or wherever you want, if you simply sit there, not as a man, not as a woman, not as a person, just as life, we are always waiting. You must do some inner engineering. There's a program called inner engineering. We can do one thing, only if you're committed, because we don't want to offer this to people who don't value this, because this is a tremendous tool. Millions of lives have been transformed with this. There is a 7-day online session. In all languages it's there, in English it's in my voice, in other languages it's dubbed. Simple 7 steps that you take to undo your mind. Then there is a simple practice which has to be done more directly, which is called as Shambhavi Mahamantra. What it does is to you, if you sit here, your body is here, your mind is there. What is you is little away from these two things. Is it true that you gathered this body over a period of time? Hello? You gathered it. Is it true you also gathered the content of your mind? Yes. What you gather can be yours, can never ever be you, isn't it? Suddenly if I pick up this vessel and say, this is my vessel, you will think, Sadhguru has some problem, but everybody says he is wise, let us listen some more. After some time I will say, this is me, then you'll say, let's go. The moment I say this is me, you know this is a case. But this is happening to you every day. Food comes in your plate, you say, this is my food. You eat it, and then you say, this is me. It's a case, isn't it? Hello? Hello? Case or no? The moment you believe what is not you as yourself, then you are on the pitch of madness. Your only comfort right now is, everybody is like this only. That's how it is in a madhouse. Only a doctor is crazy in the mental asylum, you know, others are all normal only. Yes. I'm saying, suppose you take these two fingers and start poking your eyeballs, we would think there is some ailment, isn't it? Hello? Yes or no? If you start hurting yourself, every day you take the sharpness of your mind and keep poking yourself, is there an ailment or no? That's all. If you are causing any suffering to yourself, that is the case. But everybody is like that only, that is the advantage right now. That is a cover-up. Everybody being like that doesn't make it normal. Hello? No, I don't think that's normal. So if your normal life, even for one moment, we'll get you in Shimla. And what is that? 99,999. What is the frequency? No, without that frequency, we'll get you on the 100. Thank you very much. People think relationships are all about love. No, relationship is an enormous amount of management. If you don't manage it, it will die. Most love affairs are like this, only first few days it is joy, after that only anxiety. Some total disaster, all right? I would like to give you a key where you can turn your emotions sweet by yourself without anybody's help. Are you interested?
You know, it's like a button these days that you get to meet someone, you fall in love, and then you say, no, this is not the right person, and now you fall with the person another. So what exactly is true love? And can real love really happen twice, thrice? So I was really wanting to understand this.
See, there is something called as love and there's something called as a relationship, all right? Relationship happens between two people. That's a different matter, it's a transaction of a certain nature. What level of relationship? Unfortunately today, if you utter the word relationship, people are thinking all body-based relationships only. No, if you have a brother or a sister, you have a relationship with them. But this doesn't mean it's body-based. You have parents, you have relationship with them, you have friends, you have relationship with them. Well, you have all these radio people, you have a relationship with them. All the people that you talk to, you have a relationship with them. So, it is not necessary the word relationship has to be hijacked by only body-based relationships. But unfortunately, that's how it is being used in this generation. It was not being used like that when we were growing up, but today a relationship means people think you are having an affair with somebody. So, a relationship is a different matter because it involves 2 or 3 or 10 people right now all of you have some kind of a relationship here. This is a group of people having a relationship, a family is a group of people having a relationship, all right? So that is a transactional matter. Transactions can go right, can go wrong, you know. Any transaction, however well cultivated it is, sometimes it goes wrong, sometimes it goes wonderfully well, because in transactions, 2 different people or 10 different people are involved. Even if the transaction is only between 2 people, the rest of the world in some way is participating in the transaction. Many times, human relationships are destroyed not because of the 2 people, because of the 3rd, 4th person somewhere else who will do something else to it, okay? So, these things happen. But now, talking about love, let's separate love from relationship. Love is what happens within you. Relationship is something that you do in the world. What you do in the world is always subject to various forces. Whatever transaction we do in the world is subject to various realities. Once you're involved in the world, something happens right, something doesn't happen right, because it's a whole lot of management. People think relationships are all about love. No, relationship is an enormous amount of management. If you don't manage it, it will die. If you don't manage it, it'll crash. But love is what happens within you. This is not subject to external forces. But right now, people are allowing it to be that way, unfortunately. But actually what happens within you, the sweetness of your emotion should not be determined by somebody else, isn't it? What happens within you must be determined by you. What happens in the world, you can't determine everything. You have some role, but there are so many people playing a role in that. Or if there are 2 people, the other person also has a 50% role in that. So how they will take it, what will happen, situations, variety of things are there. But what happens within you must happen the way you want. So, what you call as love is something that happens within you. But unfortunately, people have told you love is in the air. That means it's a polluted air, it must be in Delhi. Even Delhi is having pure air these days, that's what they're telling me. I've not been there though for some time So, it is not in the air, it is something that's happening within you. Your emotions have taken to a sweet form, for whatever reason. So now you're using an external stimuli, you're using the other person as a key to turn your emotions sweet. I would like to give you a key where you can turn your emotions sweet by yourself without anybody's help. Are you interested? Huh? That you keep your emotions always sweet and the key is in your hand. Once you give the key to somebody else, only anxiety will happen, what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. Most love affairs are like this, only first few days it is joy, after that only anxiety. Some total disaster, all right It depends on how much sense they have. But essentially, what happens within you must be determined by you. What happens around you in the world is never 100% determined by you, let this be understood. You can never ever determine what happens around you absolutely by yourself. Even if just 2 people, you cannot determine that, because the other person will do their own thing. If somebody has the key for this, not you, sometimes they'll open it, sometimes they'll lock it and throw away the key. Then you say love is a disaster. Love is not a disaster. Relationships can always become disasters, unfortunately, but it need not be seen that way. It is just that sometimes human relationships will not work, not necessarily between a man and woman, this and that. Even between brothers it will not work, between sisters it will not work, between parents and children it will not work, between friends it will not work, is it not true? In so many ways it doesn't work. But now when you have this unrealistic idea that somebody else should create sweetness of emotion within you, then you will definitely torture that person, definitely that person will be missing tomorrow morning. So, this must be understood. Love is your prerogative. You must be loving. What does it matter? Who is here, who is not here, what does it matter? Your emotions being sweet is very vital for the blossoming of the individual that you are. If you want to grow in your intelligence, if you want to grow in your capability, if you want to function in the world in a most effective manner, your emotion should be always sweet.
It is well known that desire is the cause of all sorrows and tension. But being a wife and a mother, being a wife and a mother, I can't get rid of these desires. I seek your valuable advice in this regard. Thank you.
Now it's not because you're a wife, an intern, a mother, that your desires have come. If you were nobody's wife, probably you were desiring, when you were nobody's wife, you were desiring to be somebody's wife. Now that you're somebody's wife, you desire to have a child and become a mother. Now that you have a child, now you're saying, it is these two entities which is making me desire. It is not true. If you were nobody's nothing, even then your desire would still burn within you. Is that so? Yes or no? If you're nothing to nobody in the world, still your desire would burn, isn't it? So please don't think your desires are because of your child or your husband or your family or whatever. Anyway you will desire, because that's your nature. Now, you made a statement in the question that desire is the source of all misery. Desire is not the source of all misery. Unfulfilled desire is the source of all misery. Isn't it? Isn't it so? Desires fulfilled are the source of your joy. Unfulfilled desires is the source of your misery. Now, what to do with the desire? Shall we kill the desire? I know people have been teaching you such things. You must kill all your desires. Unless you destroy your desires, your misery will not go. These teachings have come to you, isn't it? Now, if you want to destroy all your desires, all you will have is, you will have a great desire to destroy all your desires. And you will remain eternally unfulfilled. I don't want any desires. Is this a desire? Is this a desire or no? Yes. So, if you try to play tricks with this, it's not going to work. Because desire is not desiring for anything in particular. The energy which you call as desire is not different from the energy that you call as life. If you want to move from point A to point B, you need a desire, isn't it? Now, what brought you here today? It is not your bus or car or something else, it is your desire which has brought you here today, isn't it? What is it that will take you home? It is your desire which will take you home. What is it that which will make you eat? It is your desire which will make you eat. So, what you call as desire is not any different from what you call as life. The life is desire. The very basis of your life is desire, isn't it? So if I tell you kill the desire, the only way is to hang yourself. There is really no other way. Now I want to die, that is also a desire, isn't it? Yes or no? So do not deceive yourself with these things. Desire is the very essence of your life. But at the same time, you also know that desire is an unending thing. If you fulfill one, the next one will be ready. If you fulfill that, the next one will be ready. It keeps you on all the time. And obviously some desires will be unfulfilled, and those unfulfilled desires cause much misery to you. If you look at the desire, actually when we started, this is what we were looking at, we just did not use the word desire. There is something within you longing to be little more than what you are right now, isn't it? That is desire. So your desire's ultimate goal is unboundedness, the infinite nature. But because you're unaware, you are giving it an unconscious expression for the longing that is wanting to become unbounded. So you don't have to destroy your desire because you cannot. Can anybody destroy their desire? Is it possible? There is no way, because that's life. It is just that you have to make your desire into your conscious process. Right now it is functioning unconsciously, because right now your desires are not even about you. Please look at this. Right now you're living in Trivandrum or Thiruvananthapuram. Your neighbor has a big car. What is your desire? You want to have 2 cars like that. Now you don't know all these cars, you are living in a remote place and your neighbor has 1 big buffalo. What is your desire? You want to have 2 buffaloes like that. So your desire is just a reaction to the social situations in which you're living, isn't it? This is so because this longing to expand is finding unconscious expression. If you make your process of desiring into your conscious process, then desire is no more a problem. Desire is a wonderful vehicle which will take you places. Even if you want to reach the ultimate, you need a desire, isn't it? Yes or no? Anyway, the desire in you is longing for unboundedness, it is longing for unlimitedness, it is longing for the ultimate nature. You just have to bring awareness to it. If you bring awareness to your desiring process, it is a wonderful instrument. If it is finding unconscious expression, then it makes you run like madman. All the time it keeps you running endlessly. So, being a wife, being a mother, it's extremely important. Now that you're a mother, not a small responsibility. You brought another human being into this planet. Now, what kind of human being you produce is a very huge responsibility, isn't it? It is not just about reproduction. What kind of next generation you create is in your hands as a mother, isn't it? Yes? What kind of people are going to live on this planet in the next generation is decided by the mothers of today, isn't it? When such a responsibility you have, you cannot afford to live unconsciously. You must become conscious. Especially the woman must become conscious, it's very, very important.
What is medicine wheel?
It is a calendar.
We went, remember?
Grand Teton also. I don't know if you remember the bears and the, baby bears
Yes.
were all there, yeah 30 to 60 million buffalo was ranging on the land. Looks like I thought this is a miniature rhinoceros, it came up from somewhere in the dark. Okay now, do it now. Chuck, chuck, chuck.
Okay. So you went to effigy mounds? All the different animals I saw.
The effigy mounds over. From there we went to the medicine wheel on top of the mountain, one of the most spectacular rides that you can think of on the way to Yellowstone. Then we came back.
What is medicine wheel?
Medicine wheel is on top of the mountain, it's more like a calendar, a wheel with 28 spokes.
Oh,
well,
okay.
it's unfortunately it's all very distorted now. But they put it on a place where there are no shadows, nothing, where they could measure the moon's rise and moon's setting and also maybe sunrise, sunset. Also probably for solstice. Solstice and equinox is very important in the Native American culture. So, they put up this on top of a flat piece of mountain top, like nothing else, right on the top. Some nearly 10,000 plus feet above the sea level. So we went up a lot of riding and then this huge motorcycle, very hard to ride on the gravelly roads. So we somehow went up and saw that but the
How do you ride up on gravel roads with such a heavy motorcycle?
That was just about 3 miles, I think. 3-4 miles, but rest of it was a spectacular ride, absolutely. Incredible ride, any motorcyclist's dream, that kind of road.
Then were you able to read the time or?
No, it's all distorted. It's not a watch, it is a calendar. Anyway, the moonrise was so absolutely miraculous yesterday. We were just riding down and the moon was coming up out of the mountains. Unbelievable, almost full moon. Today is full, but yesterday was almost full. Today we are at the Crow Tribe reservation. So we're meeting some people there, having a conversation with one of their medicine men. And then seeing a very important battle, which is one of the most, successful battles for the Native Americans, which was Little Big Horn battle, where they killed General Custer, who was aspiring to become the President of the United States. So we are visiting that and then having this conversation and then riding on towards Billing in Montana.
What was that singular rock you sent photos of? I think you were there for a few days because over a couple of days you sent me photos from there.
Mato Tipila. Unfortunately they call it Devil's Tower. It is a very unique, like a volcanic formation. That something strange happened, it just came up and froze right there, it didn't flow over. It's magma. But the Native American people believe it's an ancient tree that was chopped off. It's like a massive tree, a mammoth tree, because it very much looks like a tree trunk. When you look at it, it definitely very much looks like a tree stump, when trees are chopped, how it looks. It definitely looks like that, but a tree of that size would have gone up, 3,000 feet up into the sky probably, but that's not it. It's a volcanic formation, but incredibly powerful. I found some strange things about it. We spent some time in the night. I'll be talking about it in the next couple of days maybe, hopefully. So right now there's no time to sit and talk and record, so we're gathering everything that we can and we'll go sit somewhere and record. So Grand Teton Lake also we're going through that.
We went to Yellowstone, so
we went to Grand Teton also. I don't know if you remember the bears and the, baby bears.
Yes.
All that,
Yes, and just right there, like not even… we were on the side of the road and it was just like a few feet away.
There's another animal which came near the house that day. I don't even know the animal's name, it starts with A, you may know that. It seems it spreads leprosy, but it looks like a tiny rhinoceros. It suddenly came off. I was standing outside and I was taking a call. I was walking up and down on a call, and I find these two animals just come out close to me. They're not even shy of coming, wild animals. They're like, like raccoons, but with somewhat scaly. Looks like I thought this is a miniature rhinoceros. It came off from somewhere in the dark.
Oh, an armadillo.
Armadillo, that one.
Armadillo, yeah.
It seems it spreads…
Oh yeah, I think you told me this.
It was quite funny, I've never seen that animal before.
Oh, you saw the bison.
Yeah. We saw the bison buffalo roundup, it's called. About 1,500 bisons, but I don't know, it made me very sad. Such glorious animals being treated like domesticated cows. I don't know, I didn't like it. The governor of South Dakota, she's a lady, she also rode along with the riders and all that stuff. Can you believe this? At one time, somewhere between 30 to 60 million buffalo was ranging on the land. And by the time they finished with it, probably late 19th century, I think, there were only 325 left.
There's that very famous photograph, no, of all the skulls just piled one on top
I
of
know,
the other.
but can you imagine from somewhere 50-60 million buffaloes to 325? Just 325. If they had killed them, there would be no bison left on the planet.